Good morning. Up in York today, so different scenery and a children's playground today, but Safi's still asleep, which is good. So I guess what I want to talk to you today is about feedback and the fact that everybody wants to receive it but nobody wants to give it. So some really interesting research found that 72% of employees believe that their performance would improve if they actually received more constructive feedback from their managers. And the ratio of their preference for constructive feedback to positive feedback is 3-1. So that's a really significant statistic. So why is this happening? Well, 69% of managers say that they generally feel uncomfortable communicating with their employees, and 37% say that they worry about giving direct feedback to their people because they're concerned that their motivation will drop. So that's just a lack of awareness of understanding about how motivation theory works, and actually underestimating people's ability to take constructive feedback and take it on board as well. I guess there's some other reasons that come into play. So one is just a lack of training about giving feedback. So the ability to actually focus on giving feedback on the behaviour or the skill rather than the person themselves, leading to a lack of confidence, or maybe just some bad experiences, so they're therefore reluctant to give it later on. Another thing is that organisations maybe haven't been clear about their expectations about what managers need to do in terms of giving performance, or the managers don't know what their rights are. So a lot of managers have never terminated an employee, and so they're just concerned that they haven't seen the whole process, and therefore it makes them sort of hold back. So there's more that people can be doing to actually understand what their rights and what the processes are. And there's another piece, which is the role of culture. So in our experience, we sort of see lots of organisations that have what we would call a passive defensive culture. So they're nice places and they're full of nice people, but people want to sort of remain in harmony, and they don't like conflict. But inevitably, when you do have people that are very committed to doing a job, and there's resource constraints and all sorts of different things, you will have tension. But in a passive defensive culture, people don't feel that they can address it, and it's a cultural norm. So we just sort of strive for harmony. So we don't give feedback. We may just indicate that we're frustrated, but unless you're looking for it, it's not there. People pull their punches, and people can get really frustrated, and they talk to everyone else about the issue, but they don't talk about the person, and that adds to the toxicity as well. So I guess we're just really interested to hear from you guys. Is in your experience, is that a statistic that you recognise? Is it that people overwhelmingly want constructive feedback but they're not getting it? Is it that managers don't feel comfortable giving feedback? And what are your sort of reasons why you believe that people struggle to give feedback in the first place?